Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geekcast podcast. My name is Dan Whitehead.
Patrick Howard.
And Gerald Foster can't make it tonight, but we do have a special guest here. Our friend Rachel Pollock is here to talk with us, give us a female perspective on things, which we don't usually get in our podcast, so it's nice to mix it up once in a while. All right, some kind of arguments happening in the other room there, but we'll keep you posted on that. So, Rachel, you want to just talk about yourself real quick?
Hi. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
So I'm Rachel. I am a senior film and moving image producing major at Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically run the whole operation when it comes to a film. And I know a lot about the business side and monetary aspects of a film. So
Nice.
let's do it.
Okay. Yes, she's one of the better producers of our senior class.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And she has a senior project coming out, and you want to talk about that real quick?
So the title of it is 1 in 5, and me and Morgan Taylor are producing it together. We are both co-directing it, and I am producing it, and she is editing it, and we're also doing everything else. But yeah, so basically it follows a young college student named Hazel who is coming to terms with the emotional trauma after being sexually assaulted. So, it's a kind of a current topic with the whole Brock Turner case, so we're pretty excited to shed a new light on this pretty dark topic.
Awesome.
Yeah. We have a couple of those this year. I've been telling a lot of people like don't go to Stevenson about the senior project, and I said it's interesting that this year, without realizing it, a lot of them have female-led movies, which is awesome.
And it wasn't like required by the classes.
No,
very natural.
not at all. It was
Yeah.
just something that I think we all just did, and then it just
Yeah.
worked out that way. But not only that, we also have a lot of films with important issues, to present.
Mm-hmm.
Yours being about sexual assault. Gerald Foster's another one that I'm producing, and Patrick's assisting on. Happens to also be about a sexual assault, but in a kind of different way, as far as more or less about like the trafficking and
More like a global scale kind of thing.
right, human trafficking, sexual assault, kind of stuff like that. So to use Rachel's words, it's kind of to bring a light on that is what we want to do, and we did a little video about it and what kind of brought us to it on our Facebook page and stuff like that. So definitely check that out if you want more information. I do thinking about it when I was having you talk about it, that we should try to have maybe all of the seniors on here once.
That would be
to talk
cool.
about their movie.
It would be a bit of a trick, just in terms of microphones.
Not everybody at once, but maybe just like each director comes on and we can talk about it.
Yeah, totally. That'd be awesome.
I think it'd be fun. If you end up enjoying your experience on here, you can come back with Morgan.
Tell a friend.
Yes, tell a friend.
Maybe like pitch it to like Chris Reed or somebody at School of Design. Maybe they can like advertise it. Like, oh yeah, I want to hear from the seniors this year. Or see about their films.
I don't know. Just something to get people talking about it more and stuff like that. It's so important to have people talking about it and get started. We're having trouble with that with Gerald's, where he's getting a lot of people to like his page. He paid for it, and that's great. People are taking notices to it and liking to it. But the problem is we're just not getting the donations we need to match that. So it's like we'll get all these likes and everything like that, but then it's like we still have a low budget.
Put up money.
And it's like,
yeah.
Okay, we're appreciating your support, but in a weird, twisted way, it's like we kind of need the support in the cash, as awful as that may sound. But we're doing it so then, like we say in the video, to put it towards the movie, and then anything left over, anything extra, we want to donate to these resources that help these kind of victims and stuff like that. So it's not just like, oh, put it in our pocket, we have extra money.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all. So we'll see. We'll do what we have to with what we get. So only time will tell. But anyway, that's enough for senior project. We could really talk about it from wherever. We have a pretty short list, and I say this literally every week, and we go for an hour. So we're gonna try to keep it short. Rachel's got stuff to do. We all have stuff to do. So just real quick. We all watch Star Wars. Yeah, we all are fans of Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm Star Wars fanatic.
I'm a recent lover of Star Wars.
All right, that's okay. You've seen the new ones, right? You've seen them all?
I've seen all of them.
Okay, so...
except Rogue One. I
right.
haven't seen that one yet. I haven't got around to it.
I do highly recommend it. It's very good.
Too.
We did a nice long piece on Rogue One, I think.
Like it's already kind of spoiled. Spoiler alert with New Hope.
Well, of course, yeah. And I love the jokes that say, George Lucas is working on the sequel for Rogue One. It's called A New Hope. Comes out in 1977. Yeah. Actually, this year is 40 years. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think they're going to play that very big at Star Wars Celebration, which is basically the Comic-Con for Star
I'm
Wars.
sure.
Yeah, they
Basically.
have to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking out for it when they have it on the big screen. Like if
Yeah.
they put it back in theaters this year to mark the 40th.
I'll be very surprised if AMC, at the very least, doesn't do that.
Yeah, they'll do, or they'll do a Fathom event or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
because they were going to do that like 4 years ago with the original trilogy. Like they're all going to be in 3D.
Right.
But I think once George Lucas sold Lucasfilm to Disney, they kind of like scrapped the idea. Like, no, fuck
Yeah,
that.
and that's why it's been kind of held up with Blu-ray releases and stuff like that. Like, I mean, we just had one in 2011, so I'm sure nobody's looking to buy it again. I certainly am not. But I would think, like, obviously, I think a lot of us are still waiting to see the original cut of the film on like a Blu-ray release, and maybe
Without,
that
like
the enhancements,
yeah.
we'll say.
Because actually
Lucas
Disney
did.
doesn't own that.
Right,
20th Century
20th
Fox,
Fox
does.
does,
So
yeah.
if they could work out a deal, that would be tight.
They own all the other ones except for that one because technically after the original film, George Lucas produced them independently through Lucasfilm because of he basically used the profits from the previous to make the next
Yeah.
And also the merchandising rights.
and the
which,
merchandise.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
One of the smartest moves in Hollywood.
made him a millionaire overnight.
Yeah,
Exactly,
they were like the toys. Get out. Sure, you
This
can
movie's
have the
gonna
toys.
bomb.
You can have.
Well, fun fact in my business of filmmaking class, they always say like go for those monetary rights, you know, the merchandising rights because of George
Oh,
Lucas.
yeah.
That's
like,
why actors
Yep.
like hop
Yeah.
onto those executive producing positions, like
Yeah.
in movies and TV shows.
Yep.
It's a pretty
It's
steady
all
job.
about what you make in the back end, not up
Mhm.
front. It's because if it becomes a huge hit, you want a piece of that action on the end. So anyway, we just briefly wanted to mention that if you haven't heard by now, since we're a little late on the news, the most recent Star Wars movie, Episode 8, which comes out in December of this year, is going to be titled The Last Jedi. And of course, as soon as that went out, everybody was like, what does that mean? What could that mean? You know, is it Luke? Is it Rey? And so we kind of wanted to take a second to talk about that, and also the fact that the title is in red, which in the past has only been reserved for the last of each trilogy, and that usually means a big death. The rest of the time it's yellow font. So what could that mean? And there's also this theory that all of the titles connect of the new trilogy. So if you read it as The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi. So all of that information, what do you think that means?
I actually just saw a meme about that on Facebook. It was like The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, like from a nap or something.
From his
Yeah,
nap.
yeah.
I thought it was so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
That was pretty
targeting Luke, I guess. But and then everyone is also saying like, oh, Jedi is plural. Like it could be a plural version. So are Rey and Luke the Last Jedi, or is there a group of them?
I think since we didn't see Luke in Episode 7, and this is I think primarily gonna be his story for the most part, along with Rey. I think it's gonna explain why he's the Last Jedi and just backstory and just what happened for the past 30 years, including Kylo Ren and everything.
I was reading that I think Ryan Johnson is actually going to be exploring the idea of like flashbacks which is what we don't really see that in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, it's like
too
a
often.
first, yeah.
So they're going to be using that to tell like that 30-year gap, and they were saying now with this is spoilers, I guess, with Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher being gone, they may possibly bring Han Solo back, but for flashbacks to kind of help, so Harrison Ford to kind of help tie that together a little bit more and help also like transition her death. I don't think he'll be in the present timeline, but at least in the flashbacks it would make sense.
And who wants to pass up on that like $60 million?
Oh yeah, no, they'll put out all the expenses on
just for
Harrison Ford. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess the conversation isn't going to be as long as we had thought, but it's basically whatever we say, we could be totally wrong because they're very good at like making you think one thing and then going.
Yeah, it's like by this point we could discuss it for hours and hours, but it's like eventually, like I just need to see the movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's how everybody thought about The Force Awakens, and it turns out to be exactly the same as The New Hope.
Well, it's funny because like I think when it was announced, we had no idea, but by the time like a month away, we kind of idea like, okay, Han Solo's he's gonna bite it, even though like so it kind of ruined the tension, which it's nothing really the filmmakers can control per se. It's just it's kind of the inevitable thing. And it's like it feels okay. This is a very natural thing to happen for the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Make sure you like sit like right on it. There you go.
Gotcha.
I know it's like hard to be like right on it, but what was I gonna say? I don't remember. Oh, yes, I do. So with Episode 8, I'm gonna try not to. I'll give myself probably a day before I actually end up breaking, but I'm gonna try when the trailer comes out to not watch it because I really want to go into it just having no knowledge of it, to be like, let me see if I could just go in having seen not even like a frame.
You should probably stay off social media too.
I know. I mean,
it's a good thing you're deleting all your apps now.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cut back on Facebook, and I've gotten rid of everything but Instagram and Facebook. But like, yeah, I'm gonna try. But Facebook is like really, because like I follow so many sites at this point of like movie stuff that it's like one right after the other. It's just like, here's the trailer, here's the trailer, here's the, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be hard to try to escape it, and then the temptation will be there to be like, I want to see what happens.
If you can pull that off, I'll greatly respect you, because I don't think I can do that. I kind of need a little taste study.
Well, especially because we're in like a new digital age, and it's like that's how you connect with most people.
To be like, did you see? Especially in our major.
Yeah, a lot of times like Facebook feels like a necessity, even though it's not. You can totally get rid of it, but like it's like with the internet. With our age, we do need it to function with a lot of things in our lives, because that's how.
Fortunately or unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, that's how most businesses conduct themselves, is online. Yeah, we can't do like things.
I mean, they even have social media interns. So.
Yeah. Oh well, a friend of mine, a friend of ours, Jack Rizzo, who we should have on here. He'd be fun, but he's a guy who's going for digital marketing and stuff like that. So he does a lot with social media as far as like advertising and things like that. So it's becoming such a normal thing. And again, with our senior projects, first thought was for raising money was Indiegogo and share it on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And whereas Patrick, you had a smarter thought, and Gerald kind of did the same thing, was not only to share it on Facebook, but also send out those letters to people that you knew, like for the older generation that's maybe not on Facebook, or just doesn't feel as comfortable. I didn't really do that, and then
it's being as accommodating as possible. Like, okay, I know you're not going to trust like an online site that you're not really familiar with, so how about I just do it old-fashioned? Just send you a letter with another letter inside of that that's pre-stamped and it has my address on it. Just all you have to do is put the check in, seal it, and then write your address and just mail it.
That's actually like super smart.
Yeah, that was my mom's idea, of course, because she's smart as hell. But
yeah.
So that was one thing I missed, but I mean, I still got the budget I needed for the most part. So, but little extra wiggle room is always nice too if you can get it. Hopefully your budget is coming along okay.
Oh yeah, I actually just knocked off $100 today. So.
You like shrank the budget?
Yeah, we so our location supervisor was like awesome, and he's finding all these places that we don't have to.
Right?
Yeah, Mac brought us. He's amazing. He found us a location that we don't have to pay for, and I think if we did have to pay, we only have to shoot there for like 2 hours maybe. So we were thinking like $200. So I allocated some funds. All this boring talk, but I allocated some funds to different places and knocked it down from $1,700 to $1,600.
Wow, right. Mine was like $500.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mine so far is $800, and we're making it work so far.
Yeah, we were having trouble because we were shooting 2 days up at his cabin, which is 3 hours from here. So you can imagine logistically trying to get everybody up there and paying for gas and
skeleton crew.
Yeah. I mean, I probably won't just be sitting around like watching him. I'll have to probably be doing either slate or doing sound.
Some crew members can only be for one day, but they'll be gone the other day. So it's just, which I mean, it's completely normal. I'm not like totally surprised by that.
Yeah.
And we have 10-hour time slots basically blocked off, to shoot and stuff like that. But then we're also planning meals and like, do we have people stay over? Do we have hotels? And like, it's not in the budget to do hotels, So it's like, what's our alternative is to try to finish as quickly as possible. So I was telling him maybe to try to do Will's getting this as our cinematographer, and to get the steady cam and just try to like be more of a floating camera instead of planting shots all the time, and that way we can move a little quicker and just cover it that way. But we'll see.
Smart. It's kind of like run and gun filming.
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
but won't look as shaky.
We'll have 3 days here over in Owings Mills North, like the woods there, that we're shooting to try to master the style a little bit and get used to that before we go up there. And then hopefully by then we'll kind of have it figured out, a process that works for us, that we can then just kind of keep it on that path and stuff like that. I tend to work a little bit quicker with my coverage and stuff like that, but obviously it's not my film, it's Patrick's. So I'll try to keep you on pace.
That's good. That's why I have
first AD.
Yes,
I bet you've all heard horror stories of me being an AD.
Yeah,
bossing everybody around.
Somebody's got to do it at the end of the day. Somebody's got to keep the train moving. So, if I got to do it, I got to do it. It's no big deal.